SLO Restaurant Month is here. This January, let's show some love to our local eateries during their SLO season. Restaurants across San Luis Obispo are stepping up with delicious menus and amazing deals. Don't miss your chance to taste the best of SLO. Head to visitslo.com/restaurant month today.
You're Up and Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Is here.
Up and Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Happy Monday, and thank you so much for being Up and Adam, connecting with us here. My name is Adam Montiel. It is SLO Restaurant Month, smack dab in the middle. We went to Buena Tavola at the end of last week. Oh my God, so good. And they kind of went old school with it. They have like the 3-course meal where you can choose, either this or that. And then course 2, either this or that. Course 3, same thing. And man, we left taking some of it home. I mean, a good chunk of it home. It was so much good food. I think it was like $45. Where do you get a 3-course dinner like that level? Buena Tavola, these guys are insane good. $45. Get to visitslo.com. Check out SLO Restaurant Month. We're talking about it today. I'm really excited to get into today's show. This guy, he is the civil engineer who traded blueprints for barbecue pits, built a local empire, one tri-tip at a time. From a walk-up window downtown to 3 locations now and a catering arm that rivals his restaurants even, Matt Pierce has done more than master Santa Maria-style barbecue. He's become one of the most passionate ambassadors for it. He's going to join us to talk Old SLO barbecue, new flavors, what's smoking this year for SLO Restaurant Month. You're going to love this. What he's doing there is going to be awesome. I can't wait to tell you about it. Plus, wait till you hear what granny cake is. Yeah. And why you need it in your life, for sure. Matt Pierce, pitmaster, local legend, coming to be on the show today for SLO Restaurant Month. Looking forward to it. Our little headline here. And I'm beginning to think, because I feel like I read this headline, this is like super deja vu. I feel like I read this headline every year, twice a year. Starting in April, Alaska Airlines will now stop its daily nonstop service between SLO and Las Vegas. The flight was brought back last fall. Brought back meaning they took it away. So they bring it back in the fall, I feel. It kicked off October 2025, but now the airport says the last day for flights will be April 20th. So I don't know if it's a seasonal thing, and why do we just want to go to Vegas in the fall and winter, and we don't want to go in spring and summer? That makes zero sense. Airport spokesperson Joe Goebel says the Las Vegas and Phoenix routes are both seeing changes this spring. Alongside Vegas ending, American Airlines will cut one of its 4 daily nonstop flights to Phoenix. That starts May 3rd. And that's a big one because you might not think a lot of people are going to Phoenix, but a lot of people are going all over the country and stopping in Phoenix. So these, whether it's Dallas, Phoenix, Denver, those are some of the big hubs that SLO's going to, where then people are advancing onto some of the bigger markets in the country. Now, passengers from SLOCAL had appreciated the convenience, avoiding trips to LAX or SFO. Of course, there's Santa Maria. They have been tried and true. I think they still got theirs. They've had that for years, decades, I feel. Their daily nonstops. Well, no, I shouldn't say daily. A Legionnaire, I think it's like 3 days a week maybe, that goes to Vegas. But they're cheap and they're worth it. And the service is good. So no new nonstop announced to replace Vegas. Officials say they'll be transparent about future operations as talks continue with the airlines. All right, well, it's not great news. I'll tell you what is good news is this weather. We're going to get into it later, but it's on the rise, sunny, beautiful. Like these are the days this week while you relish, while you live on the Central Coast. Before we get into our chat with Matt Pierce of Old SLO Barbecue, let me tell you about my friends at Mr. Putters and Andy's Awesome Arcade. I had no idea. There was an 18-hole mini golf course and a full-on classic arcade right in Atascadero. Plenty of parking, relaxed, family-friendly vibe. Mr. Putter's and Andy's Awesome Arcade, run by genuinely great people. And here's the best part. Arcade, it's one price. Unlimited play, no feeding quarters. Your kids are going to love this. You're going to love this. No burning cash on that basketball game. I can't tell you how many tens of thousands of dollars I must have wasted at Chuck E. Cheese growing up. They've got monthly tournament nights, gemstone mining for kids, party packages every Thursday, $2 off putt-putt, and arcade play from 2 to 8. Mr. Putter's and Andy's Awesome Arcade. They're right next door to each other in A-Town. Good people, old school fun. Best part, no quarters required.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
All right, he is the flavor architect behind Old San Luis BBQ, a guy who swapped a career in civil engineering for fire, smoke, and a whole lot of tri-tip. From a catering side hustle to a full-on barbecue brand with 3 locations and a reputation for doing it right, Matt Pierce is bringing that tradition of Santa Maria-style barbecue to the next generation. And now, as a featured restaurant in this year's SLO Restaurant Month, he is giving people even more reasons to taste SLO. Matt, thank you for being back. Thank you for being Up and Adam.
Yeah, it's great to be with you, Adam.
Old SLO BBQ in the house. 2 locations in SLO, but then we got a third location.
We got
in
a
Pismo.
wild card. Yeah.
Wild card came your way.
So about 14, 15 months ago, we took over Cape Cod. It was the Cape Cod Eatery and Tap House in Shell Beach. And we turned it into Old SLO at the Cape to kind of keep that nostalgia of the Cape Cod restaurant. And it actually used to be the Cape Cod Motel in Pismo Beach, Shell Beach. And we kept all the heavy hitters from the previous menu, so we've still got the clam chowder, the fish and chips, a lot of those good seafood style options, and then we brought in our barbecue too. So we've got all the heavy hitters from our restaurant: the tri-tip sandwich, our pulled pork sandwich, our ribs, a corn pie, our coleslaw, all the things that we sell a lot of. And then we have a few new items that we've added to the menu too. We've got a really nice salmon plate, a seared ahi plate. Just to kind of round out like the total offering and a few more kind of meal plate dinner options versus just like handheld sandwiches and wraps and stuff.
I lived in Shell Beach for a little bit, and there's a good morning scene out there. People who live there, they walk around, they get their coffee, this bakery, that place. I mean, Zorro's, right? I mean,
yeah.
Have you thought about doing a little brunch situation?
I have thought about it. Before I took ownership of the restaurant, the previous owner had tried breakfast and had kind of
it's a thankless service. It's tough. But if you can bang at it, it might be cool.
So right now, like having taken it over just over a year ago, like we're really trying to just lay the groundwork and making sure that everything we're doing is solid. I mean, you've been to my restaurants in San Luis. Like I kind of applied the in and out model. I want it to be very simple, very high quality, and the same every single time you go. Right. So the last year, we've really just kind of like refined all of the menu items. Like I said, added a few menu items. Actually, one menu item we added that I didn't mention, but I need to. We call it granny cake, and we call it granny cake. It's basically a pound cake, and we serve it actually grilled on the flat top, so it has little crispy bits on it with whipped cream and strawberries. So it's kind of like a strawberry pound cake
with crispy bits. I love that.
Crispy bits. But it's granny cake because every birthday, every Easter, Christmas, every time my family got together, Grandma, my dad's mom, would make this cake, and it's nostalgia for me. It's my childhood, and we've always had it as a catering item. So people that wanted to do cake as a catering item. So we've made the cake since the restaurant opened, but it's never been available at the restaurants. It's only been available as a catering, special order item. So now we're doing it all the time at the Cape Cod, Shell Beach location. And it's delicious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's easy. It's amazing.
Before we get into the SLO locations, you brought up catering. How is catering doing? Because people don't there's so many events, so many nonprofits, so many things going on. I'm sure that's a pretty big arm of the business.
It's equivalent to any of our restaurants. Yeah, we do as much business through catering. I'm going to take us back a little bit. So before I opened the restaurants, I had the catering business as like a proof of concept. I wanted to see, hey, if I cook these things, are people going to like it? I was a lot younger then. That was 14 years ago. And I had, at that time in my life, my friends, other people I knew were getting married. So I was going to a lot of events. And I was always so underwhelmed by like the catering that was available. So I was like, man, I think I can do this better, right? So we started the catering company with just a few family recipes and just keeping it simple, right? The KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. Don't overthink it. High quality product, cook it. Don't overdo it. Just cook it well and do it the same every single time. And provide a good value to your client is another big kind of cornerstone of our business model. Providing a good value to our client. So you're having great food, you're having great service, you're not worried that it's costing you an arm and a leg. And our cuisine is very like Central Coast, like culturally like significant, right? It is what families would do in their backyards on the weekend. So we're able to, go and partner with our clients on these events and share culturally significant food, high quality food, great value for our food and our service. And just, realistically, like my goal was to bless as many people as possible. I wanted to represent the cuisine of the Central Coast and just be an advocate for those clients when we got out to that event and make sure everything from, first thing when we had arrived to the last minute we were there, everything just went perfect. Yeah. So catering is huge. How is the catering scene today? It's changed a lot in the last 15 years, that we've been in business. We find a lot of caterers that kind of want to get into that catering market because they see the higher end caterers with the big dollar signs and they think I can do that too. A lot of those higher end caterers have decades of experience under their belt. They charge a lot because they perform at the highest levels. So if you're in it for a quick buck, it's not the right business. And we see catering companies come and go, because they get in, they're like, oh, it's more work than I thought it would be. It's actually not as profitable as I thought it would be, this, that, the other. But if you run a catering business, like I said, like as an advocate for your customers, like as a representative of, the area that we're in, with your intentions to, provide the best level of service, highest quality of food for those customers every single time, then your work speaks for itself. And a lot of it's funny, I was talking with my catering manager today and we were looking back at the last year and like, we can't believe how many of our clients are repeat clients that they might be offices or, local nonprofits or whatever it is, but they book our catering every time they have an event almost, and it's like, we're going through the list and you're like, every month or every, several weeks, we're booking the same client because they have someone visiting an office from out of town and they want to, provide some food for the office or something. So we get a lot of repeat business, but that's because we have this reputation of, really, not overselling it, just giving them, what they need and letting them share this culturally significant cuisine with anybody that's in town visiting. And that's been a recipe for success for our catering.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Let me ask you a question because I'm curious. Tell me who is harder to serve, whose expectations are harder to serve as a customer? Is it the catering customer who, true, you have one customer, but they're feeding 60, 100, 44 people, right? Sure. They want everyone to be happy. But you just need to make them happy. Or is it the, 88 people you might see come through in, a lunchtime and dinner time of a restaurant? How does it fare?
So I think it's easier to please a catering client, but a lot of that has to do with our interaction with that client from the time they submit an inquiry on our website. And, we get in contact with them, we put together a rough estimate. A lot of our weddings and bigger corporate events, they come in for a tasting. We actually talk them through like, hey, you have this many people. It's going to take this long to serve that many people. We need this timeline. If you want us there to set the tables, we need to be here this early. If you want us there to clean up at the end of the night, this is our schedule. Like, this is what all the pieces look like. And because we've been doing it for 15 years, like, we have a really good understanding of like, if you want that extra service, you want us to cut the cake, that's great. But we're not going to be clearing the tables while we're cutting the cake and passing it out because we only have 6 people on site. So we're going to be, you want us to move the chairs from the reception or the ceremony to the reception. That's great. But that's when we would be passing appetizers. So when do you want us to do that?
Yeah. Logistics.
And those logistics, but having that communication with the client gives them an expectation, right? So they know like, okay, this is who's going to be doing what when.
Yeah.
And at the end of all that, then all we have to do is provide the quality of food that we do every day.
Yeah.
And so, logistics are handled, quality is handled, expectations are met, and we get a lot of great reviews from our weddings and corporate events.
Good for you. Man, San Luis Obispo, you first started downtown right there on Napomo and Higuera at that little end cap. Interesting spot, super cool.
It was unique. Yeah. I mean, do you remember it was just a walk-up window?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had 4 tables outside.
Right.
We had an order window.
I would go to the bars, and when I was going to get my drink on downtown often, and you would be stopped because you guys were open late often.
Yeah, we used to be open Friday and Saturday late night. COVID really threw a monkey wrench in all that. We slowly, over the last several years, reopened late nights. We're currently open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night till 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every week till 2 a.m.
Are you getting crazy busy at those hours? Like people...
Yes, is the short answer. But also when kids are not in town, it's not nearly as busy. The last couple of weeks, it's been pretty quiet because, it's the holidays and stuff.
Because back in the day, like it would be like you, Tonitas.
Right.
If you really want to get some good grub after the bars close, that's how you got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we definitely have a following. It's funny because a lot of, I don't say a lot, several of the people that work for us were first exposed to us from late night, munchies, and they came in and got some good food. And then during the day, they're like, "Oh, actually, let me see if I can get a job there."
Yeah,
So some of our longer term managers, their first exposure to the business was coming in and grabbing some late night food.
Your sliders, fantastic. I've always been a big fan of them. The chicken ones, of course, the burgers, your tri-tip. Is there a menu item? And before we get into the restaurant month stuff, is there a menu item that if you were to take it off the menu, people would freak out?
Oh, I mean, I think we've become known, like you mentioned the sliders, our tri-tip slider, but the variation of the candied bacon tri-tip slider is, it's just, it just elevated everything about it. I mean, there's crispy,
you said candied bacon, of course, those two words
crispy
elevate
bacon,
anything.
We make our own kind of brown sugar glaze for the bacon. So it's this candied glaze, put that on top of the tri-tip. And it's smoky, it's salty, it's sweet. It's just a flavor bomb right in your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I can't say if we took the tri-tip off the menu, obviously. I mean,
that's a staple.
Yeah, that's a staple. Yeah.
What is? Were you doing this back in the day? Like, were you just really good at grilling? Did you have folks that mentored you? Look, as you're coming into the game 15 years ago, Ribline was around, Firestone was around. It wasn't like good tri-tip was hard to find. So if you're coming into an arena where, people are hungry for it, but there's already people doing it really well, you better come in and bring your A game.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, it's also been I'm shared through catering, our part of our philosophy is sharing the cultural significant cuisine, right? So the way that Firestone does it, the way that Ribline does it, the way that G Brothers does it, there's other, established barbecues, like you said, but the way that we do it is just a little bit more, I don't say authentic, it's such an overused word, but
it pisses people off too.
with more love, with more care, with more I don't know, like we hand trim every tri-tip. So when we get a tri-tip, and we only buy Angus tri-tip, right? So the Angus, it's choice or better, and sometimes we're serving prime tri-tip, but it's choice or better, Angus tri-tip. It's well marbled. It's got great flavor. And the biggest thing about the Angus tri-tip is it's consistent. It's consistently tender. It's consistently marbled. So we're getting a consistent starting product. We hand trim it all. So we cut off all the connective tissue. We trim the fat cap to about 1/4 of an inch. So there's still some fat on it. So as it cooks, it bastes itself in its own fat.
A lot of flavor,
Ton of flavor. And then when we pull it off the grill, it's all the connective bits and stuff, they're already trimmed off. So when we pull it off the grill, we slice it and serve it. And that's a little bit different than some of our competitors that might pull it off and then trim off the connective tissue, and they're cutting off the seasoning and the smoke and the crispy bits, so all of that is still in the tri-tip when we serve it. So I think we came in with more of that home style cooking versus the commercial style cooking. To just really represent the way that people of the Central Coast do it. And I was mentored. I had several friends that had owned restaurants. I had friends that had grown up, 3 or 4 generations in the area, and they're like, no, you can't do it like that. You got to do it like this. And I took all of those lessons to heart. And everything that we do, family recipes, the seasoning that we use is an old family recipe from one of my good buddies' grandfathers that grew up in Napomo 100 years ago. So it's this is the way that the Santa Maria style barbecue kind of came to be, and we're just representing that to our customers, and we're doing it in a very accessible way, right? You don't have to go light a fire and a barbecue in your backyard and burn it down to coals and trim your own tri-tip and season and cook and da-da-da. You can walk up, order a tri-tip sandwich, and walk away in a few minutes with that experience of this cuisine.
Now, when you go into, let's just say Firestone, because they've had the one that a lot of people know,
Sure.
and you when you taste that Firestone tri-tip, you obviously
It's fantastic.
you obviously love it.
It's
because you're
good,
human,
and it's different than what we do.
Yeah. Can you reverse engineer anyone's tri-tip sandwich when you taste it? You go like, oh, they must have done XYZ, or some aspects of eating tri-tip, are they left to the imagination for even someone like you? Like, you might not even know what they've done.
It's hard for me. I mean, and it's not just going into barbecue restaurants. I go into any restaurant and I'm critical. Yeah. I'm just like, why are they doing that? Or, oh my gosh, they're doing that, and that's a great idea. I need to implement that at my restaurant too.
Yeah.
But like when I eat other people's tri-tip, it usually comes down to the quality of the product, right? And there are ways that you can make a lower quality product still very tender and juicy. And then if you have a poor quality product and you don't take care with it, then it's tough and gristly, and you take a bite of the sandwich and you pull the whole piece of tri-tip out, and you're just like, oh, this is annoying.
I hate that.
Yeah. So I can generally know what they're doing, and I just know that in our model, we start with a high quality product and don't mess it up.
Tell me, for someone who doesn't know, especially there are people in all 50 states and now 60 countries that listen to Up+Adam, and they all aren't lucky enough to have the tri-tip cut where they live.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't know and has not heard it explained in basic third grade terms, where on this cow and what part of the tri-tip is, what are we eating?
What are we eating? Okay. Am I on camera?
Yeah.
Okay. So the tri-tip comes off the loin of the cow. So you've got top sirloin, your sirloin, and on the bottom, so this whole big piece of muscle back here, it's called the top block. And that top block contains all these different cuts of meat. On the very bottom of that top block is a triangular piece of meat called the tri-tip. So most traditional back in the day, the ranchers, people barbecuing, they would cook the whole top block and slice it up into its different cuts, and the tri-tip was a piece of that. So over the years, like that bottom part of that cut is the tri-tip. Cutting that off and cooking it separately as just a tri-tip by itself has become now that Santa Maria style, rather than cooking that whole top block, where there's a lot of fat and connective tissue and stuff in there that's wasted. So just trimming that tri-tip out and cooking it.
So maybe for a while it was because of all the connective tissue, and there's nothing more gross when I'm eating certain animals, chicken, whatever it is, and getting that connective tissue. I'm not a fan of it. So this, for a while, maybe people, now why doesn't Nebraska, why don't butchers over there, I mean, they know it, they know California.
Yeah.
Why
it's just a culture thing,
It's
man.
a regional thing.
Yeah.
And then Santa Maria style, like that's technically we have the barbecue named after it. It's the idea of like raising and lowering. Yeah. Tell me, get into that, because I think I only know it at an elementary level.
I mean, you explained it pretty well. It's a very simple concept. So yeah, the Santa Maria style grill, there's a piece that goes over the top of it that usually has a chain or a cable on it, and a crank, either a big wheel or a crank. And the grill, with that cable connected, goes up and down. And then the reason it goes up and down, you're cooking over a live fire. Yeah. So we have real oak wood that we cook over. So we light the fire. And as that wood burns, the heat source goes up and down. So the grill can go up and down to follow that heat source. So you're getting a consistent cook on that product.
So someone's got to monitor it.
Oh, 100%.
And you are following the heat. So you're not raising it up and down. I always thought, they're raising it up and down to control the heat. I want less heat. I want more heat. I want lots of heat. You're saying they're kind of following it to get consistency.
We kind of follow it. So we're cooking over kind of a medium-high heat. We want that fat to render. We want to get a good crust on the outside of the tri-tip, but we don't want to overcook the tri-tip.
No.
So if you cook it too slow, you're going to get a well-done tri-tip by the time you get any bark on the outside of it. And if you cook it too hot, it's going to be raw inside by the time, it's already, roasted on the outside. Mm-hmm. So if you follow that heat to try to get that medium-high heat, you're cooking a tri-tip usually about 40, 45 minutes.
So that thing is constantly lowering. You're lowering it.
Yeah, but if you put more wood in, then you got to raise it up.
Then you got to raise it up.
Yeah, the fire's alive, right? We're not cooking, it's not smoking. Like, we don't have a firebox off to the side, and just controlling airflow to get the heat. We're cooking over a live fire that goes up and down.
You and your wife ever been to a party, a barbecue, and been like, Matt's here. Matt, show us how it's done, bro. You know what I mean?
So I don't know, what am I saying? Like the best food I'll eat is food I don't cook.
Yeah.
Right? I love cooking, but also like I love just kicking back, having a beer and not worrying about it.
Yeah.
But if I get into a situation where someone's like, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help?" Oh, I love it. Yeah. Let me come in and help. I'm going to make that person look like a rock star.
Sure.
I don't want credit for it, but I'm going to go in and help.
I got recently a grill gifted to me, and I should give her a shout out because she's just so lovely. The one and only Bridget Binns. She is an author, and she's written for Weber Grills, many books for Weber Grills. So she gets many Weber Grills.
Yeah.
So she, from charcoal to gas, this one happens to be gas, but they were moving, and she's like, I have this gas grill. I'm like, of course, like, right? My gas grill was just bunk. We actually got rid of it because it was so lame. So I am a master at this. And the power of the grill and like it's kind of like certain things in life. I'm all for a deal, but you get what you pay for in a lot of these things. And a grill is certainly one of them. Like this thing, having the control and the this and the that, like I'm doing chicken thighs on here. They come out absolutely magic. And it makes you feel like you're this culinary all-star when really I'm not, it's pretty cool.
Well, the tools matter. I mean,
Yes.
the tools definitely matter, but cooking is a little bit of art and a little bit of science. You got to prepare it correctly, the right seasonings, the right sauces, the right temperatures. But it's an art too. Like I said, like our cooks are in there, they're following that heat, making sure that they get just the right crust on the outside by the time it's cooked to medium rare on the inside. Because if you just leave it alone and walk away, it's not going to work out well. You
have a restaurant in the Lowbro Marigold Center.
Yeah.
Lower Broad, San Luis Obispo. How does that do? How is that plaza? And it's a good sized dining room.
Yeah.
What are we doing in there? How's it going?
So that restaurant. You mentioned we started at the downtown location, and we really kind of outgrew that space. So our second location at the Broad Street location, we built the kitchen twice as large, and we built the dining room only half the size of our downtown location. So we have a massive walk-in refrigerator. We've got 2 big Santa Maria grills in there. A bigger cook line, tons of storage. That is the center of operations for not only that restaurant, but also all of our catering operations during the summertime when we do the Blues baseball, which is coming up at the end of May again. We do all the production for all the barbecue and stuff that we take out to the Blues. It does a lot of production for the batters, the sauces, different elements of the barbecue that also gets transferred down to the downtown location or down to Shell Beach. So they're doing a lot of the production in that kitchen. That location, as far as like how busy that particular restaurant is, it's sometimes neck and neck with the downtown, depending on if it's a big heavy tourism weekend, downtown's going to be booming. And then this last week, I don't know why, but it's been outperforming downtown. It's like people just want to go and park in the big parking lot and walk in, super easy, grab your food.
Parking's nice when you have a lot.
Parking is nice.
Plentiful.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, have you done ghost kitchens in there?
We did one.
Did you do the one? Did you do Mr. Beast in there?
We did Beastburger, yeah.
You did Beastburger.
Yeah,
Tell me what that was like, working with his team. And
so I wish I would have been able to work with his team. He was licensed to it's called Virtual Dining Concepts. And so I signed up with them for his brand. And when I signed up, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but we were like, hey, this is our location. And they're like, and we did it actually just out of that Marigold location. Our other locations didn't have the right
ordering
equipment.
a few as it got hot.
So of that, at that location, we were about 5 miles from Cal Poly. So we were catching all the orders from Cal Poly, and the delivery radius was about 15 miles. So we would even stretch down into Rio Grande, and people could order it, from a pretty big area. And they're like, oh yeah, we only put one kitchen in every, 15 miles or so. So you don't have to worry about it. And a few months, maybe 6 months later, our order volume just hit like zero. And we're like, where? And then a few people that would come in and pick up an order, like, what's happened to the volume? And like, oh, they opened another kitchen over close to campus.
Leroy's.
At Leroy's, yeah. All of our volume went there. So I was like, you know what? Like at that point, it wasn't worth it because we weren't getting enough volume.
You're not getting. That's where you want to go. That's all the people watching Mr. Beast.
That was the only virtual kitchen I ever did, and that was, might have left a bad taste in my mouth. But like, I didn't know what I didn't know about running a virtual kitchen. I didn't know to get it in writing. Like, hey, we need exclusivity over the whole town because if someone else comes in and they're closer to campus, they're gonna steal all of our orders from us. But it was a good experience, and
I don't even think they're still doing it, are they? Because I tried to order Beastburger, and it's been closed. It's been not available.
I don't think they are doing it.
But I will tell you this, and without dropping their name again, they pretty much took the you get that burger, like their signature burger, and it's just like the Beast Burger.
It is.
Fries are the same thing. So like they're like, oh, okay. I mean, do they make you sign things saying you're not going to like buy from our same supplier and literally make the same shit? I mean,
no, I mean, because like literally, like when I signed up with them, they gave me a list of ingredients that were like generally available from any broadline supplier.
Yeah.
So like, I can go to Cisco or US Foods or whatever.
Foods, right,
yeah, and just buy the things that are on their list to make that burger.
Yeah.
But that was a good experience in doing the burgers, which is another reason that I'm here to talk to you today.
Because these Smashburgers look fantastic. Let's talk about your Restaurant Month special, because you are doing Smashburgers and you are doing ground tri-tip Smashburgers.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the camera. Show me this.
All right.
Bring that one and put it right in front of the camera. Lift it out of there. I mean, just manhandle that beast.
All right, so here's
good God.
Here's our tri-tip burger.
Put it right in front of it. Give it
all the way up. I'm gonna drip stuff on your.
Oh, I don't care,
bro.
That's gnarly. I don't care. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Let me see. I'm gonna hold it in front of my camera because I got that zoom in here. Check
lettuce falling. All right. So Smashburgers are great. Tri-tip is great. And in my mind, a tri-tip Smashburger would be great.
Yeah.
You know?
Based on my math.
Yeah. So we played around with it. I brought up that we do the catering concessions for Blues Baseball
cool.
in the summer.
Yeah.
So this past 2 years ago, we did Smashburgers and we just bought ground beef, kind of more like the Beast Burgers that we were doing. This last year, I was like, hey, I want to try throw an Old SLO spin on it. So we're going to do grind our own tri-tip, make our own Smashburgers, and we're doing just a very basic Smashburger. We got our own burger sauce that has some of our barbecue sauce and stuff in it. And then it's just lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, smashed patty, American cheese, smashed patty, American cheese.
Sweet.
So it's very, very simple. Same seasoning that we use on our tri-tip, like as we barbecue it. So it has a lot of the same like flavor profiles as like our tri-tip sandwich in burger form. So you got that lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions. I think it's a really delicious burger sauce, super soft brioche bun from Edna's Bakery. And yeah, it's a simple burger, but dude, it is a solid contender. I mean, I'll put it up against an In-N-Out burger any day.
Let's talk about the Smashburger, because Lady I Fancy got me a Blackstone a Christmas ago, and I tried to get good at them. I even got a badass pimento cheese spread I learned from YouTube that I think works even better than a slice of American. It's just so good. But is it like you scrape it down? Like, how do you do it? Because I always want to get better at my Smashburger.
Right.
I hear people like literally scraping that bitch on there. Like, what do you do?
We don't get it paper thin,
right?
Because it tends to kind of fall apart a little bit. So we're taking it's a 3.5 ounce ball, and we're smashing it to about a 1/4 inch.
Yeah,
so it's still got a little bit. It's not super. It's not lacy. It's not like super.
Right. Well, because the big part of the Smashburgers is you want to get those. You want to get that blackening. You need to have crispiness on 4 sides because the texture is part of it.
So the technical term is a Maillard reaction. Right.
Okay.
It's when that protein actually caramelizes.
Yes.
And that is the goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you
crispy bits,
the crispy bits, man. So there's also like you have to have the right amount of fat to protein in the burger ball. So something fun and special about tri-tip, it's about 70-30. Once we trim that connective tissue off, which we still do before we grind it into the ground beef.
Thank you.
So we trim off that the connective tissue, grind it up, and our grind at that point is about a 70-30 grind. So about 30% fat, 70% protein.
Damn.
So when you smash it, all that fat renders out and helps all that protein caramelize. And then we smash it, we season it, we flip it, we cheese it. So it's a very quick process to
make it. It's a delectable burger. I mean, 70-30, you don't buy that in the store.
I think you can.
Really?
I think you can. Honestly, like I think it's a little less expensive. I think
comes
it's
with
like
some beta blockers, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. It's but I think it's like a lower because it's not as much protein in it. It's not as much beef, so I think it's actually a less expensive. But it actually cooks,
I guess you could tell your butcher to do anything.
It cooks the best. Like,
of course,
you want that fat content. You try to cook like an 85-15, it's just going to fall apart.
Well, it's funny. It's like people will go like, "Oh, we're doing burgers, but we're going to do 90-10." It's like, no,
it's going to be a dry burger.
Yeah, of course. And that's the thing that people don't understand. Meat, it's fat, it's blood. That's what's flavoring the meat. And it's a lot of the fat that's flavoring the meat.
I tell people that don't like to eat the fat, I'm like, have you ever had a piece of fat-free bacon? How was that?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude. Like that is where it holds the flavor is that fat and that. Oh man, the way it melts and everything.
So Restaurant Month, how are we pricing this? Is it a burger and fries? What is it?
It's a burger, fries, and a drink for $15.
Dude.
And a normal price on the burger is about $13. You know, fries and a drink are another $7, $8. So all told,
Great
you get
deal,
about
dude. Thank you. That's awesome.
$5-6 discount on that combo. And we've done more complicated restaurant month specials in the past. And the more complicated you make the offering, I feel like the less it gets utilized.
I get it.
So, I mean, but the reason I did complicated in the past, I wanted options on, hey, you want a tri-tip sandwich? Oh, you want a strawberry field salad? We're going to put them all into the restaurant month and give discounts on them.
Yeah.
This time, we're keeping it simple. It's a double cheeseburger. Fries got our fries here too.
Your fries are bomb.
They're
too.
a little bit wilty right now, but when they're fresh, they're crispy and delicious.
You have great fries. You have great fries.
Fresh cut Kennebec potatoes. Cook them, season with sea salt. Fresh fries. So the burger, the fries, the drink, $15, about $5-6 discount on the total.
That's so rad.
But yeah.
Thank you for doing Restaurant Month.
Yeah, it's
That's awesome. With both of your locations. I remember even last year, you're like, we're going to do a special down at Cape Cod too, just so more people come down there. I want more people to check out Cape Cod. Obviously, I want everyone to check out Restaurant Month in SLO, but I want to see your Shell Beach location just kill it. Yeah. I know it's been a tough year for a lot of businesses, restaurants too, and I just want to see you absolutely slay it down there. I mean, you're such a good guy.
That, and just to talk that location up a little bit.
Please.
So both of our downtown SLO restaurant and our Marigold restaurant, we're basically only doing the simple classic Smashburger. So we're doing a double or a single, lettuce, pickle, tomato, onion sauce. That's it. Down at the Cape, we're having a Cape burger, which is basically the same burger as this, but then we also have a Western burger. It's got some onion rings and barbecue sauce on it, right? And then we also have an avocado and bacon avocado
down by the beach. You got to.
So we have those variations, and they're also made with our house ground tri-tip as the burger patties. Yeah.
Good job. And granny cake, baby.
And granny cake.
Granny cake. You had a really cool story. We were talking off the air. I thought this was such a neat story that I wanted to bring up. You said, I was like, oh my God, how's your wife? Your kids? You have 3 kids. And now you have a 4th. You just adopted a little girl.
Yes. She is our most recent addition. She's 20 months old now. I don't know. She's getting up there. The adoption actually was just finalized back in August. It was a long process to get that.
And what made you and your wife go, this is what we want to do? And then how did you, I mean, you were introduced to this baby within a day of her being born.
That is correct. Yeah. So my wife and I, we always wanted 4 kids before we got married through counseling and everything. Like, how many kids do you want? How many? We both agreed, like, we would like to have 4 kids. She comes from a family with 3 kids. I only have a sister, but I always wish I had more brothers and sisters. So we kind of decided before we got married, 4 kids was what our goal was going to be. Got married back in 2012, had our first son in like 2015. He's going to kill me if I get the date wrong.
Don't even try it then.
Yeah, no, he just turned 10. So 2015.
Nice.
And we had a boy. A few years later, had a girl. A few years later, had another boy. And each pregnancy, my wife had a little bit harder time with the pregnancy. And after the 3rd one, she's like, I don't think I can have any more kids. And we had always talked about adoption and kind of considered it as maybe like a later in life thing, like once the kids are older and maybe. And then we kind of like, hey, what about if it was our, instead of having another baby ourselves, like if we start the process, and we've heard that it's a very long and a very expensive process to go through adoption. So what if we just put our name in the hat and kind of see how it falls out? So once our youngest son was a couple years old, we started the process, and it took about, between like different conversations and then actually signing in and everything, it was about a year of kind of just like the whole process of it. And then, the adoption process is unique. So as the adopting parents, you get matched with a potential mother that, she might be pregnant. She might be, 3, 4, 5, 6 months pregnant, and then come up with an adoption plan for the rest of that pregnancy and supporting the mother through the childbirth and then, postpartum and all that stuff. And that's a more typical kind of adoption story. And we were working with this attorney down in Southern California, and he called us. I was actually here in San Luis Obispo, and my wife was out of town, and we got this call hey, there's a baby born in Newport Beach. The mom picked our profile out of the book of profiles that she was given. Went into the hospital with no plan, but wanted to give the baby up for adoption.
Wow.
So she told the nurses, and they said, okay, here's a list of agencies. She called the agency called an attorney. Attorney said, hey, here's 30 families. Can you look through these families, see who you would like to, interview as to kind of start the process?
Yeah.
So she looked through, she found our family, and the attorney called us. We want to set up a phone call. A couple hours later, we're on the phone with the mom that had just given birth. My wife flew back out. I drove back down, or it was down in Southern California. So we drove down, met the attorney, signed all the paperwork, went to the hospital. The baby was 23 hours old.
Oh my
gosh!
gosh,
We got to meet her for the first time, and that is a wild experience.
Of course,
going from 3 kids to 4 kids in one day.
And then imagine
no
meeting
notice.
this little girl, and you and your wife are holding her, knowing you didn't create her, but you both look at each other in your eyes. You're probably both crying and connecting with your wife, and you're like, "Oh my God, this is it! Like she's ours. Like we're gonna be mom and dad." Or that's magic. Oh my God!
Is.
And for this woman to like go through the whole process and not, terminate this pregnancy and give this baby a chance. Like what an incredible story for everyone involved.
Oh, it absolutely. You're hitting all the nails on the head. I mean, we just honestly thank God every day that this mom chose life for her baby.
Yeah.
That she knew that she wanted to give it up for adoption, but really had no plan about what that would look like.
Yeah.
And
God had a plan.
The stars aligned.
Yes.
And,
How cool is this?
Now we have this baby that, the afternoon before didn't know existed. And now we're holding a baby in our arms the next morning.
Yeah.
This is our new baby.
I feel so bad. I always tell this story, and this does not compare to you at all. But like, I get a call from Robin at the Woods Humane Society about Georgie and like this dog, and we were looking for a dog, but like we're talking about a dog, and like Georgie is like everything to us, and you're talking about a daughter. I mean, how you and your wife were able to pivot so quick and turn your lives around willingly with your family for this little girl. So she's almost 2 now.
Yeah.
And what are you starting to see some pieces of her personality?
Oh, she is, she's feisty. She's 100% Mexican blood, mom and dad.
Yeah.
And so she's this little Latin firecracker, man.
I love it.
And but it's so funny because like my wife and I are fair skinned. My wife's blonde hair. I'm kind of sandy brown, but all of our kids are little towheads running around. Yeah. And then we've got this little Mexican girl.
Love it.
And so she doesn't look like our family, but man,
Even
her
better.
personality is just so in sync with all of our kids.
That's so
they all are
sweet.
just big personalities, a lot of love in that house. And like everybody's playing with everyone and just supporting everyone. And it's incredible. And like her personality, she's stubborn. Like she's spicy and she's stubborn. But she is so cuddly and loving at the same time. Like she'll come up to you. I'll be working in my office and she'll just walk up to me and just like tap me on the, I'm like, just like this. And I'm like, yes, sweetie.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
And then she's just like up and she just wants to come up and cuddle.
So cute.
She's amazing.
And then how are the kids doing? Kids wrapping their arms around the situation?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think our youngest son thinks that you go to the hospital to get babies now.
Yeah. What is her
because
name?
mom was not pregnant, went to the hospital, came home with a baby. Yeah,
right.
So we're going to have to talk through that, maybe some therapy sessions later.
What's her name?
Ava.
Yeah. Well, what a fun story to follow. I can't wait to ask you about Ava again.
Yeah.
And just your whole family. Well, I've always really enjoyed your conversation. You're such a good dude. And I've always loved the integrity that you put behind your business and the way you move within the community. I love that you support Restaurant Month. And it's just always fun to catch up with you. We were really well overdue for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to be here, Adam. Thank you for your time.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
All right, big thanks to Matt Pierce. Always love his conversation. Great stories. Love that he opened up so much, got super personal. That was pretty cool. And for feeding everyone in the Lowbro Studios, he brought a few of those burgers. And I'll tell you, man, they do rival In-N-Out. Those things are the bomb. They're big, too. Like, they're not small. Smashburgers are just so good. And that ground up tri-tip, I mean, watch your lips. So good. His fries, too. I mean, his fries are way better than, don't get me wrong, I love In-N-Out, but his fries are way better than In-N-Out's. They kind of got that, like, that real, like, little skin on them. Like, they're legit. Whole thing's legit. I love his ranch, too. You know me, I'm a connoisseur. So you could score some unreal deals. You got 2 locations in San Luis Obispo, in San Luis BBQ. You can find him downtown Higuera, right around where Napomo meets. It's that walk-up one, but he's got a place you can eat inside there now too. And then in the Lobro, he's not far from the Lobro Studios in the Marigold Center. So check him out, 2 locations. And that third location, check him out at Shell Beach, Cape Cod, Old SLO BBQ, the collab you didn't know that you needed. All that seafood, some really great stuff. And my God, the granny cake. Yes, get yourself some. And thanks to Matt, not just for being Up and Adam, but for being involved in SLO Restaurant Month. You can go to visitslo.com/restaurant month for any and all the folks participating. Links in the show notes. All right, what a day. Just gorgeous outside. And temps on the rise. Sun just like all week long. You look at your weather app, it's just like sun emoji all through the week. I'll take it. Beautiful. Little gorgeous clouds. It's just a beautiful day. And temps on the rise, like I said, I think by the end of the week, we're going to see temps in the mid to upper 70s in places like San Luis Obispo. So yeah, weather just gorgeous. I want to thank our friends at Moonshiner Collective for being Up and Adam. Original music on this show, it's called Start Again. Find them, stream them wherever you get your music. Also, you can learn more on moonshinercollective.com. You always hear me talk about my friends at Timbre Winery, world-class wines. I went to a celebration of life recently, and it was a bottle share, meaning everyone brings a bottle, and then there's just 400 bottles everywhere that everyone's kind of got equal. You can just grab whatever you want and stuff. So I brought his improvisation. This is a sparkling rosé. So it's got the, looks like the sparkling wine, maybe people just call it champagne, but champagne's when it's from Champagne. So, it's got that beautiful crown cap and the cage on it. And it's this gorgeous rosé color, and it is good. So I put it in the, here's how good it is. I put it in they had a bottle, like a big, oversized, big ass ice chest for sparkling wines. You could fit like 7-8 bottles in this thing. And then fill it with ice water. And I put it in there just to keep it cold. And I think, it's a bottle share, so anyone can go up and check it out and pour some. I poured some, and then everyone's going up because these are all wine people. So they're all looking at all the bottles before they pour. And I poured myself a good glass because I had a feeling this would happen. I went back to that bottle of Timbre wine improvisation, and beast was gone. It was straight gone. I was like, damn, that went quick. So people know, like the Timbre wine, their wines are so good. Their sparklings are just the bomb. And that improvisation, it went quick. It went super quick. I checked them out. You can taste their wines in the village of Arroyo Grande. Timbre, Timbre. Yeah, it's pronounced Timbre. I don't get it either. TimbreWinery.com. And I thank Josh and Chiasa, his lovely wife, for the Timbre Lobro Studios. All right, let's get into this week. Beautiful week ahead. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, a wonderful beginning to your week. Thank you for rating, reviewing, subscribing to the show wherever you listen to it, sharing it with a friend, and please get out there and support our local restaurants for Restaurant Month. And I will tell you, when you go to a participating restaurant, you will see a little 4x6 card that says Restaurant Month, there's a little QR code. I want you to hit that for a couple reasons. One, we're giving away $250 every single week to participating folks who hit that QR code and are visiting participating restaurants. So you click on the QR code, it says, hey, what's your name? Where are you at right now? You'd be like, oh, I'm at Kiko Peruvian Food. And it says, what's your favorite restaurant participating? And there's a drop-down menu. You'd be like, oh, Ribline, Old San Luis BBQ, or Kiko, or Seeds, or whatever. You pick the restaurant participating, and then you are in the mix for a $250 gift card. And why that's so cool is, one, you score big if you win, but two, the city is going out and purchasing this money and putting this money back into the local mom and pop spots, the economy, and giving this restaurant $250 to buy this gift card. This restaurant's not just doing it for nothing, the city's buying them. So I just love the way the city really has their heart forward, their foot forward in helping businesses out during what is notoriously a slow month, January. It is the reason why I am partnering up with them for SLO Restaurant Month, and is the reason why the city of SLO is even doing SLO Restaurant Month. So another thing, when you hit that QR code, there's a drop-down menu on how you heard about SLO Restaurant Month, and Up and Adam, I saw it. It's a choice. So now I got to make sure if you heard it here, let them know. Shoot, if you didn't hear it here, let them know. Hit Up and Adam on there, then let them know that you heard about SLO Restaurant Month on Up and Adam. All right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, until tomorrow, I hope you have a great beginning to your week, a wonderful Monday. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your time. I'm Adam Montiel. Thanks for being Up and Adam.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again. Let's start again. We'll start again. Let's start again.